guys. Ooh, I got a pile of change here. And I am going to practice sorting my coins today because this week for math, we're going to be talking about money. And we have 4 coins that we're going to study. I touched on them a little bit right before spring break, but I'm going to review them for you guys today. So first we have the penny. The penny is worth 1 cent. It is the only one that we're going to study that is this color. This is like a copper brownish color. And on the front of the penny is a profile picture of Abraham Lincoln. And on the back, there are 2 different kinds of pennies, but on the back there might be the Lincoln Memorial, or you might see a shield. But the penny is worth 1 cent. And we actually studied Abraham Lincoln back in February. He was our 16th president. So this is a penny. Again, this is worth 1 cent. It's not the smallest looking coin, but it is the coin that is worth the least. So it's only worth 1. All right, and then we have the nickel. The nickel is worth 5 cents. And this is the nickel. It has Thomas Jefferson on it. I know that's kind of hard to see. It's not focusing. But Thomas Jefferson, he was our 3rd president. He is on the front of our nickel. Now, you might see the front of his face or you might see the side of his face. But both the fronts have Thomas Jefferson and the back has Monticello, where he lived. Monticello is actually kind of close by to us. I've actually visited it before. It's a very cool place. Monticello's on the back. Thomas Jefferson is on the front. The nickel is worth 5 cents. It's worth 5 cents. It's kind of large. It's silver, and it has smooth edges. Smooth edges. All right, then we have what looks like the smallest coin, but it's not the smallest in value. This is the dime. Okay, so we have the dime, which is worth 10 cents. And on the front of the dime is Franklin Roosevelt. He was our 32nd president. On the back of the dime is our 3 things: a torch, an oak branch, and an olive branch. And the dime is worth 10 cents. Now, you might notice that the dime is the smallest looking coin, but it is worth 10 cents. So it's actually just right below our biggest coin. It's worth 10. So even though it's small, it is worth 10 cents. This is silver and it has ridges on the outside. So it's small, it has ridges, and it is silver. A dime is worth 10 cents. And finally, we have the quarter. The quarter is the largest in size and the largest in value of the coins that we are going to study. So the quarter is worth 25 cents. And you guys might notice I have a little symbol here. I'm going to write that bigger for you guys. I have a little symbol after each value. It is a C with a line through it. That is the symbol that stands for cents. Because when we talk about coins, when you count coins, we are talking about cents. Cents. So we have 1 cent for the penny, 5 cents for the nickel, 10 cents for the dime, and 25 cents for the quarter, which is what I was about to talk about. This is George Washington on the front. He was our 1st president. We also studied him back in February. Now, on a prior video I did about money, I talked about the quarters. There are lots and lots of different backs of the quarters. The one we most commonly know is the one with the bald eagle on it, but kids growing up today are probably not going to see this as often as they used to because there are so many different quarters out there, one for every state actually, and even more than that. So this is the quarter. It is large. It has ridges on the outside, so it's a little bit rough, and it is silver. So we have the penny that's worth 1 cent, the nickel that's worth 5 cents, the quarter that's worth 25 cents, and the dime that is worth 10 cents. So today I want you guys to sort a pile of coins. And I have a pile right here. We're just gonna talk it through. I'm gonna sort it here, but I'm not gonna pick my camera up, so you might not be able to see the pile directly. But I'm gonna make a dot every time I have that coin, and then we're gonna see how many of each coin that I have. So I'm gonna start with this. This is a large one. It has George Washington. This is a quarter. So I'm going to put a dot under a quarter. All right. Then I have, oh, this one's kind of large, but it's not as big as the quarter. This has Monticello on the back. This is a nickel. So I'm going to put it in another pile, and I'm going to put a dot for nickel. Okay, then I have, this is a penny. That's the only one that's that copper brown color. That is worth 1 cent. Another large quarter. Then we have, again, not as big as the quarter. The quarter and the nickel are very easily mixed up. So try to make sure that you're looking carefully. So I just had a nickel. All right, let's see what I have next. I have the smallest looking one. It is silver and shiny. It has ridges on the outside. This is a dime worth 10 cents. All right, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to find all of my quarters. Now again, try not to get confused and mix them up with nickels. So remember, the quarter, it's the biggest looking one of the ones that we're going to study. It's large and it has ridges on the side. That's the big thing about, I'm going to show you the nickel. So here's the quarter and here's the nickel. You can see that the quarter is a little bit bigger. But on the outside edges of the quarter, you're going to see, you can even feel the ridges. On the outside edge of the nickel, it's smooth. It doesn't have any ridges. So that's one way that you could tell them apart. The nickel is even a tiny, tiny bit thicker than the quarter. So this, again, is the quarter. I'm going to put my nickel back. And I found 1, 2, 3, 4 more quarters. So I'm going to make 4 more dots under the quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now, since we were just talking about the nickel, I'm going to find the rest of my nickels. Now, nickels have Thomas Jefferson, our 3rd president, on the front, and then Monticello on the back. So these are my nickels. They're only worth 5 cents, even though they're the 2nd biggest looking ones. So I'm going to put 2 more nickels down, and I'm going to put 2 more dots under my nickel. And then I'm going to find any more dimes I have. I have 1 more dime. Franklin Roosevelt on the front, and the torch, oak branch, and olive branch on the back. So the dime is silver, has ridges on the outside. It is worth 10 cents. I'm going to put 1 more dot here. And then the last thing that we have are the pennies. And so I'm going to put those all in my hand, and I'm going to count to see how many pennies I have in addition to the one we already found. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So if we already have a dot and we're going to put 9 more, how many pennies do we have? We already have 1, and I'm going to put 9 more. So 9 and 1 more. What is 1 more than 9? It's 10, huh? So I'm going to put my 9, and I'm going to kind of put them in the shape of a 10 frame. I put 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. So we have 10 pennies, and I'm just going to write the number 10, which is a straight line down, and I'm going to circle it there. Parents, we are not going to get into counting money until later in the week. We're going to just talk about the penny per Virginia SOLs. We don't have counting money as an SOL anymore, other than just naming the number of pennies that is equal to a dime, nickel, and quarter. So we're not going to count the money today to see how much we have. We're just going to count each coin to see how many we have, if that makes sense. So let's see how many nickels we had. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. And to make a 4, we go down and over and down once more. And that is the number 4. So far we've had 10 pennies and 4 nickels. All right, let's count our dimes. We only had 1, 2 dimes. Around the track and back will do. We have made the number 2. All right, and then finally, let's count the quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 6 quarters. All right, so there's the number 6. I'm going to put a circle around it like I did the other one. So we have 10 pennies, 4 nickels, 2 dimes, and 6 quarters. So if we were going to talk about the number of coins we have, and I asked you which coin we had the least of, what would you say? Which coin did we have the least of? Now, again, we're not talking about values. We're just talking about the coins themselves. So we had 2 dimes. So 2 is our smallest number here. So we had the least number of dimes. Okay. What coin did we have the most of? So we have 2, 6, 4, and 10. So we're looking for the number that is biggest. We had the most pennies. If we were going to put these numbers in order from least to most means I would start with the smallest number and I'd end with the biggest number. So if I was doing least to most, I would put 2. Okay, then my next smallest number, I'm looking at 10, 4, and 6. My next smallest number would be 4. Okay, and then we have 10 and 6 left. My next smallest number is 6. And finally, my biggest number goes at the end, which is 10. So I put them in order from least to most. So you could do that when you guys sort your coins. You could put them in order from most to least, which would be the opposite of what we just did. There's a lot of things that you could do with your coins, counting them, sorting them, making patterns with them. But today or this week, I want you guys to really study what they look like and talk about the values. I'm going to share one of the coin videos and songs that I would have introduced in class. It's one that I've used for a couple years and the kids really enjoy it. I sing it a lot in my head at home. But I'm going to share that with you guys also. So please today get a pile of coins and sort them and study them and look at them and talk about them. And I will continue to discuss money with you this week. All right, friends, I'll see you later. Bye.